There were 2 black men present when I was getting into it with these people, okay? This big, buff-ass, 300-pound white male was walking towards me, as well as his girlfriend was also walking towards me, and they sat there and didn't say a fucking word, and guess what? They seen what happened.
Hey, this is RAWACHAA, please act right. And here's another one. A black woman complaining that black men didn't come to her rescue when she got into a dispute with another person. Remember the last video I did when this woman got into a dispute with a black man in the store?
This man invited me. Oh, we could take this outside. Yeah, I got something for you outside. Not one man, not one of them said, what? Are you serious? You inviting a woman outside to do what? I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it.
So now we have another one, but this one had an altercation with a white guy at the gym. Take a listen. Oh, and always remember, whenever these women tell a story, they always have to play the victim, so don't believe everything they say.
A white man today at the YMCA told me to get off of a machine because he so-called was using a machine when he wasn't. As I was approaching the machine was actually vacant. Okay? So he says, I was using that machine. I said, no, you weren't, because there was no one there. You were on another machine, right? So he tried to use intimidation tactics and tried to antagonize me to get off of the machine. And I stood my fucking ground and I looked directly at him and I said that I will not get off this machine because I pay for this membership as well as you do. And you don't own the fucking gym. You don't own this gym, so you don't tell me what to do.
So what do you think, fellas? She said, I looked him dead in his eyes and stood my ground and told him, I'm not leaving this machine and you don't tell me what to do. Does it sound like she's ready to throw down for herself if something pops off?
So fast forward, he's extremely pissed off and he's running around there just throwing weights around. He looks as though he is agitated. So again, I'm finished with my reps on that machine. So I go to the other side of the gym and I started doing some lateral pull downs. Now this was supposed to be my leg day, but I wanted to kind of switch it up a little bit, right? So I started doing lateral pull downs. So as I'm doing that, I am scanning the gym and I see him talking to this girl. And I'm just looking around. I said, okay, I'm assuming that it's his girlfriend because again, I got one eye open.
You should have them both open, but go ahead.
With him because he was slamming stuff around and I don't know what he is capable of, right? So he says something to her and she walks over to me and says, hey, I was using that machine.
And here's where I'm starting to feel like she's starting to make stuff up. Here's a quick peek at this woman's size. Now, I don't know how tall she is, but I can definitely tell you she is not 5'5". So if you always in the gym and some lady rolled up on you, I think you can handle her. But go on.
So at this point, I'm pissed the fuck off. And I'm saying, okay. I said, you know what? I said, leave me the fuck alone. I said, I know he sent you over here to fuck with me because he did the same shit over there. But I'm going to need for you to leave me the fuck alone and back the fuck away from me. I said, I am using this machine and you're not. So I forgot to add that when she approached me about the machine that she was not on, she was on the other side of the gym. He was standing in behind her as if he was protecting her.
Now, I'm not giving him any props, but he knows her. So that's why he's protecting her, even though she may be in the wrong.
Even though I know that he sent that bitch over there to say something to me. You understand? So one thing led to another. So at this point, I'm going to be honest with you. I feel highly threatened.
If you felt highly threatened, did you go to the front desk and report their behavior?
Because I am the only black woman in there, and there is a white man, and it is a YT woman, and they look like they're not standing down. So I grabbed a weight and I said, look, don't you take another motherfucking step towards me. And I genuinely mean that.
So you're a plus size woman who's in the gym on a regular. They pissed you the f off, and now you got a weapon, a weight? Sounds to me like you handling things pretty good all on your own.
So everybody's looking at us, and then they say, you know, the employees walk over and say, hey, what's going on, blah, 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 this and the third.
Because it's their job to intervene when chaos happens in the gym.
She immediately tried to play victim, where all I was asking her, no, you was trying to intimidate me. You and your narcissistic boyfriend was trying to intimidate me. He got mad and he got triggered and he was all in his ego because I would not stand down from this man. So he sent you as if you gonna motherfucking do something and you're not.
Still sounds to me like she's handling it all on her own without the assistance of a black man. Because at this point, it's only words that's being passed back and forth.
And like I said before, I told them, get the back away from me. Y'all, I picked up a weight and everything. Anyway, I say all this to say this.
Wait for it.
There were 2 black men present when I was getting into it with these people. Okay? This big, buff ass, 300-pound white male was walking towards me, as well as his girlfriend was also walking towards me, and they sat there and didn't say a fucking word. And guess what? They seen what happened. They seen what happened in the beginning when this man told me to get the hell off the fucking machine. And you know what they did? They sat there like cowards.
Now, are they sitting there like cowards? Or were these 2 black men aware that black women have been saying for the last 3 years that they don't need us for anything?
Women with rude, masculine attitudes will have to fend for themselves in these last days. I want to give all the honor, glory, and praises to the Most High Yahawah and His only begotten Son, YAHAWASHI. Double honors to the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Singing honors to the elect. Peace and blessings to the 1/3 and to the confusion, the faces in the 4 points of the earth. Shalom. Before I proceed, I want to say to the sincere sisters out there, you lovely, wonderful, beloved sisters out there, may YAHAWASHI protect you, your family, and your children if you have any offspring. Peace and blessings be unto you. Now, the video I'm about to do is for these 2/3 loudmouth, hyena-minded, crazy, wild-out-here Israelite women, primarily the Judahite women. Now, you saw in the video how there was 2 clips, and I will leave the link of this video in the description box so you can watch the rest of the video. It's 16 minutes long. You saw how she said she had an interaction with a Edomite man in the gym, seeing how she responded to him. Make a long story short, she claimed that he went and got his female counterpart, and then they approached her, whatever, and she said the whole moral of the story was that there were 2 Jake men there that saw the whole encounter, and she said they did nothing, but she called them cowards because they would not help a strange, loudmouth black woman, the Negro woman. What does scripture say in Sirach 26, verse 25 and 27? This is in the Apocrypha. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. That woman had no shame to talk to that man like that, even to try to physically threaten him. That's the mentality of our women. So when you think about her mentality, her mannerisms, just think about the women who call themselves baddies and bad bitches. Look at their mannerisms. There's no eloquent woman with class and decorum referring to herself as either bad or a bitch. A bitch is a female dog. Well, if you know about female dogs who are not domesticated, if you lead them to themselves out there, they end up giving birth to mutts because they just be getting hit in the alleys by random dogs. Like, for real, that's if you're from the neighborhoods where they got stray female dogs, you know, they be having sex with all other dogs in their neighborhood. You know that. Or you can have a female dog outside and then some stray male dog come through, knock her off, and now she pregnant. You know, and that's the nature of a lot of these women. They act like stray female dogs. And a female dog is what? A bitch. But that mannerism referred to as a woman, loudmouth, obnoxious, arrogant, disrespectful, masculine, and that's her nature. A shameless woman. A female dog. Yeah, she's a bad bee. Remember what he said? He actually showed, you actually got to watch the whole video. He actually showed she's about 5 feet something, thick thighs, like she can carry herself. You know what I'm saying? Like she can, handle herself. I meant to say, you know, voluptuous woman, natural hair, and all that. The spirit make her so ugly. But the moral of the story is that type of woman gonna have to fend for herself. Those men did nothing. Cause it's wild. The same women that say that they don't need a man, it's not complain. It's like they conveniently want chivalry to show up. Like when I was in the store one day, I held the door for I was literally in line, but I ran to the door to hold the door for her, and I said, I saw you walking up, and I held the door. And she would say, wow. She said, thank you. I really appreciate that. And she said, you don't get that every day. I said, well, chivalry isn't dead. He just know who to show up for. She couldn't help but smile. And that's true. Chivalry ain't dead. We just know who to show up for. And damn sure ain't a woman like this. A soft, timid, petite, like, I like to use the word fragile. Frail means to be brittle, brittle and weak. Fragile is something that's delicate. Run into women like that. I see those type of women. I want to protect those women. I know I can feel their vibe. I can sense their vibe. They're quiet, conservative, soft-spoken. You know, even if they have a little attitude, it's just the feminine essence of them. It still make you want to protect them. A loudmouth from bunches woman like that, you can leave her alone. Right? This is Sirach chapter 26, verse 27. A loud crying woman in a scold shall be sought out to drive away the enemies. To drive away the enemies. Now, there was also a cut in at the beginning of the video where he was talking about another video where this woman, the moral of the story was that she was inside of a store. I guess something was on the ground, something wasn't cleaned up. So she cleaned it up. She don't work there. And then she was talking about something about the men couldn't help what all these women had to do or some shit. So a man confronted her outside the store like, what's up there? You talking all this reckless? But she made it seem like it wasn't offensive. But then as she started to talk, she talked long enough. She told herself she was being rude as hell. Same thing as the other woman. Calling them out their name, calling them cowards and all this and that. So it's like you can't have it both ways. Even the scripture says you can't serve God and mammon. I mean God and money, because you're gonna love one more than the other, right? So you can't be masculine and then want to be feminine when it fits you. You can't do that, right? So women like that don't understand that without a husband, a man, you're naked. You're out for. Think about what's going on in society right now in America. There's so much division, so many factions. And look at how our women are portrayed. Our women are portrayed as sex objects. They're portrayed as incubators. They're portrayed as, to be honest, not worth life. I mean, they're killing our women too. Breonna Taylor. Forgot the one woman's name. She was in the house and she was trying to baptize them officers that they, for one, was already illegally entering her house again, and they shot her down. Something Macy, if I'm not mistaken, the sister. Yeah, they killing our women too. That's why I opened up and I said a prayer out for the sisters who are sincere. I want to make this long, but I got to get my point across. So this is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 36, verse 24 through 25. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession. Pay attention. A help like unto himself and a pillar of rest. A woman who is a wife supposed to be a pillar of rest. What does it mean by a possession? The daughter goes from her father's house to her husband's house. Hence, the woman's supposed to take on the husband's last name now because he is in possession of the daughter. She now becomes his property. Understand? No different than a daughter being a father's property. He must take care of her. He must guide her. He must protect her. He must aid her. Why? To give her off in marriage. A man that sees her fit to be a wife will do what? Pay a dowry and pay respect and honor to that. That's why the father will walk down the aisle, hand his daughter off in an all-white dress, meaning she's a virgin, and hand her off to the next man, which would be the husband. Hence, he that get a wife begetteth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. A woman that is a pillar of rest and an aid, would you not want to upkeep her? Of course. My definition of love between man and woman, love is when another person's happiness is essential to your own. What do I mean by that? You're one flesh now. But let me get to the point. Forgive me. So Ecclesiastes 36:25 now. Where no hedge is, there the possession is spoiled. And he that hath no wife will wander up and down mourning. So what do I mean by that? Where no hedge is, there the possession is spoiled. Remember, the wife is a possession. So a hedge would be a man. Think about those gardens that have mazes, and that they have bushes that are like, forgive me, and they have bushes that are like 10 feet tall. That's a hedge, So it's like privacy for you. It's a protection for you. It's a boundary for you. Where there's no hedge, the women are spoiled. So that woman in that gym was by herself. The Edomite woman, she had her man. And the Judahite woman don't know that we're not on code anymore because y'all left us. Hands down, ladies, y'all left us for education and for welfare. The welfare system and education is who y'all replaced the man for. But in the real world, you have no hedge. Who can you run to fill that empty space? Who can you run to in these last days? Y'all gonna be vulnerable, especially with these children. All these men on child support, all these men that y'all be divorcing and getting alimony from. Man, like the scripture says, a man shall be a hiding place. Man shall be more precious than the fine gold of Ophir. All those diamonds and jewels, those Birkin bags, those trips and all that, that shit ain't gonna mean nothing in Jacob's trouble. That's why, once again, I open up with a prayer to all you beautiful, sincere, beloved sisters out there. All right? And I'm going to close out with this. Sirach 26:14-15. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. A silent and loving woman. That don't mean your woman got to be a mute. That just mean that I shouldn't have to leave the house, the threshold of my dwelling place, to battle the world, climb the mountains, wrestle the bears, trek over tumultuous terrain, be on the odyssey like Odysseus, to come home and still have to war and battle and fight. No, you should be my safe asylum. The world can be against you, all odds against you. There's nothing more pleasing to a man to have a woman rub him on the back and say, baby, it's going to be all right. We're going to get through it. Despite the fact the world is against you, that'll make a man move a mountain. Be his cheerleader. I'm trying to man, trust me. Have no idea. You like that Space Jam juice. All right, let me close out with this one. Sirach 26:15. A shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace, and her continent mind cannot be valued. So with that being, Trey had to chime in on that. So with that being said, I truly pray y'all was edifying, fed. Stay in the spirit, don't fear it, just endure it. Ask for forgiveness, pray without ceasing. Stay humble, remain diligent. Kwama sha'Allah, bafla ball, shalom.